right, guys, so it's Kim with Lolly Doodle Studios. Let's go over how I make these cute little watercolor flowers that kind of look like stickers. So I've got my watercolor brush and I'm using my Koi watercolor set. I've linked both in the description box below. These are just simple, fun little flowers. You cannot do them wrong. You can make them as small as big. Use your paper scraps. So I'm just going to start out by brushing like 2 parenthesis shapes in a circle. And then I'm just going to fill in some water in the center. I'm going to use color. So I have some hot pink here. I'm just going to reactivate that a bit. And I'm just going to lay that here right over the water that I just put on the page. And I'm just going to spread that and let it do its thing. It's watercolor. So that's one way. And I left a lot of white space in there. I can then, I can come in with a darker color and just kind of tap some in the center and let that just bleed out. I can come in and just do little strokes of the brighter color here and there. I'm going to keep it more concentrated to the center. But you can see here how I just did some little brush strokes, little lines, and I'm just going to let that kind of swirl around and just do its thing, right? So let's do another one next to that. I'm just going to put a dot of water in the center, and I'm going to grab some more of my that hot pink color I love, and I'm going to just dab that right in the center. And then right next to that, I'll do a few little parenthesis shaped lines around it. And you'll see I'll take that brush and kind of lay it, kind of go down on its side and pull it across. And it's almost like a straight line, kind of like a parenthesis, right? And then I'll just come in and keep doing that. I'm putting the brush on the paper, pushing, pulling it around, and lifting it up at a point. And I'm just going to go and work around in a circle, doing the same thing. Now, watch what happens when I connect this center circle out into these pieces that I've, the lines of the flower. So we're just going to let that work its way out. And then I can come in and take some of this lighter peach and put that towards the outer side of the flower. So that will give me just that different look. These are simple, they're easy, you really can't mess them up. Leave some white space in there, let them go. You can see how they both are done different, but they're going to turn out with a really beautiful effect. Let's do one more here. I'm going to use some of the blue. We don't want that on there, piece of hair. So I'm just going to do some blue, and I'm doing that parenthesis stroke, and you'll see my brush is pretty dry. I can add some more water. The more water we put, the lighter that color will be, right? So I'm just brushing little circles. I can add some more of that blue. I can come in and add a tiny little drops of the darker blue, maybe some purple, and just let that do its thing, and we'll let that dry. While that's drying, let's come over here and let's add inside of this one a few drops of this orange, right? That was a little more than I had originally thought, but it's okay. So then I can just come in and add some more water and just kind of push that around. If I'm not loving this, I can come in and add some more. I can add some of that deeper, darker color here again in the center. Let it bloom out. I actually like to just put a few drops of like some green. That was a lot, but it will just tone down that center, that will make brown. So if you did like I did and put too much, just come in here with a piece of paper towel and lift it off. Okay, so a little bit of that green can look really pretty with the pink. Too much is just going to give you a brown flower. All right, so I'm just going to pull that, and the flowers themselves are done. Okay, so then we can do some little teardrop shaped leaves, right? So I'll just make a little teardrop, pull it in, a teardrop and pull it in. Okay, and then I'll just make it pointy. You can do teardrops or point. Okay, so we'll just do 2 on that one. Maybe I'll add a little bit of darker green at the tips, a little bit on the sides. Let that, and there's no right or wrong. Again, let's just do some circular leaves for this one, and we'll leave it be. I'll do 1 and then 1, a little bit lighter. We'll add some extra water in this one. Let the 2 of those meet. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, and then I'm just gonna come and do the same thing here. I will add a little diamond, like a football shape, and I can grab yet another green. That one's a really dark one, and just let that blend in towards the center of the flower. You can coax it in a little bit if you feel that you need to. Drop some of that lime green in there and let the colors mix. Okay. So you're either then going to let the colors continue to mix, you're going to let it dry, or you're going to make it dry. So we are going to grab our hair dryer or heat gun, and we're going to make this dry. All right, so when it's dry, you can then, I grab my scissors and we will cut around. If you don't trust yourself to freehand it, take a pencil and just lightly go around the flower, maybe leaving like a 1/4 inch bit of the paper around the flower. But I like the homemade look of these, that I don't need it to be perfect. I just sort of follow the flower. I just try to eyeball it and stay, see there, about a 1/4 inch out from where I painted. And so this is the finished product. When you get them all cut out, you've got 3, well, as many as you want to make. Use all of your scraps of paper, make tiny flowers, big flowers, fill them up, make little leaves, use different colors. Great way to experiment. These are amazing to use in junk journals and all of your artwork. But I just love doing these. I wanted to show you guys how to do it. I will see you next time with the next tutorial. Like, follow, and subscribe. Please share this video if you know someone who might enjoy making these flowers for themselves. And thank you for watching.